Hey, so I thought I'd do like a follow-up video to having Mr Glasgow come and stay. I don't want to specifically focus on having him as a person, but I just wanted to put it out there to see whether anyone knows what I mean about how being someone who suffers with anxiety and agoraphobia specifically, where I'm spending a lot of time on my own, it was a real shock to see or to feel how hard it was, um, how hard I found it to have someone in my safety zone, in my personal space. And I was medicated the whole time, mainly for that reason, because, you know, he was an easy guest, but I'm just not used to having someone around. I mean, God knows how I'd find it having to live with someone. I mean, I live with my kids. Obviously, they've been around forever, and that's easy, that's fine. That's completely normal. But it made me realise I'm kind of set in my ways, and obviously find change a lot more difficult than I realised. And it was slightly disconcerting at how it made me feel. But like I say, it wasn't him specifically. It would have been anyone. I don't think it would have mattered who it was. But I just, yeah, I found it tough. I found it hard, and it's left me in a very reflective mood about my situation and how I am. And I'm wondering what I could do to maybe change that a bit. I suppose the thing to do would be to invite different people, have more people come and stay or visit and stuff. But normally when someone comes round, I know they're only here for a certain amount of time. You know, it will be someone local who's just popped round to say hi or come, you know, for a cup of tea or whatever. Yeah, it was interesting, and knowing that it was up to me to kind of be the hostess. I am not a hostess. I'm really not. I'm a crap hostess. You know, I'm not much of a foodie, and so I would forget things like that it was lunchtime, and he would say, oh, I'm getting really hungry, and I'd think, oh shit, you know, I had a little bit of flapjack and now I'm not hungry and it's lunchtime. So I was like, oh, I don't really know what I've got in. You know, you can make yourself some toast. And I left him to make his own toast. It's so rude, really, but I'm so out of the habit of having guests. So, yeah. I suppose I thought I'd just put that out there. I don't know if other people would be the same or whether it is just me, because I live such a solitary existence. And it's weird, I'm actually quite a people, or I was a people person. Maybe not so much now, I don't know. But anyway, this is day, I believe, 27. And just in a really run-of-the-mill kind of mood. I'll let you know how things are later. So it's day 27 continued, and I'm not feeling too chipper really. I've spoken to Mr Glasgow just on WhatsApp. We haven't spoken verbally, and we kind of discussed how he found meeting and how I found meeting, and we both liked each other, but we both found it really hard to be around someone for that, you know, chunk of time, and it was kind of enforced. You know, there was no way either of us could leave, and we're just not used to it. And I'm not sad that I'm not going to have a relationship with him, because I always knew that he was from Glasgow, I live down here, and you know, common sense has always told me it was never going to be sustainable. I don't want to live in Glasgow, and he would never leave his family, so that's not the issue. But I feel kind of sad that we've both admitted that we're perhaps not cut out to be with someone permanently. I mean, I've lived on my own now with the children for nearly 10 years, and I can't imagine living with someone again. And that makes me sad, because obviously the children are going to get older and leave home, and then I'll just be on my own just about all of the time. I don't want to live like that. I don't want to be on my own forever. I don't know, I feel like I'm broken. I don't know. It's strange, because I've thought things like this before, but having just had that conversation with someone who kind of feels the same way, but they're happy with it. He's happy. He said he finally, you know, he realises that he is the way he is, and he's happy to be that way. I mean, he's never lived with someone, but I have lived with someone, and I remember I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed having someone, and I don't like the thought of being on my own forever. So it's strange that the meeting of Mr Glasgow has brought different things to my attention. Yeah, I've got work to do, I think, on myself. Life is just such a huge learning curve. It really is. And I think I need to put more effort in to achieve more of what I want and less of what I'm doing now. So sorry, it's a bit of a melancholy note to end today on, but that's how I feel.